What's up guys? Today I bring you a head-to-head comparison between the Fire TV Stick 4K versus the Fire TV Stick 4K Max. Both are Amazon's latest launches, both second generation devices, and in this video I just want to show you the main differences between them, starting off with the price. The Fire TV Stick 4K is priced $59.99 and the Fire TV Stick 4K Max is priced $69.99. So basically £10 difference between them, but what do you get for the extra £10 in the Max model, and what are the main differences between them? Well, let me just say this, streaming wise, both Fire Sticks can stream exactly the same 4K Ultra HD content, including Dolby Vision, HDR, HDR10+, and HLG, along with Dolby ATMOS sound. Now let's quickly check out the contents of both and compare what you get. Alright, check it out guys. That is the Fire TV Stick 4K and that is the Fire TV Stick 4K Max. They look so identical, it's very easy to mix them up. So I tried to be very careful here. You got exactly the same accessories. So you got user manual, batteries, you got a little power supply, micro USB to USB-A cable. We've got an HDMI extension cable. The Fire Sticks themselves, and if I compare them, they are identical in size. There's literally no difference between them, and there's nothing written on them that could help you tell them apart. So the Fire TV Stick 4K and the Fire TV Stick 4K Max look identical. Now what's different about the accessories is the remote controls. You can see that the Max has a slightly bigger remote control. In fact, they're calling this the Alexa Voice Remote Enhanced. So you're getting an enhanced version of the remote. It's slightly longer in size. The extra buttons I can see in the new remote, these two buttons here, and the up and down buttons. Apart from that, pretty much same functionality. Alright guys, moving on to the specifications. Let's compare the differences. Fire TV Stick 4K is powered by the MediaTek 8696D, which is a quad-core clocked at 1.7 GHz. The 4K Max version is also powered by the same MediaTek 8696, but it's the version T. It's also a quad-core and it's clocked at a higher 2.0 GHz. So more or less the same chipset. One of them is slightly different version. It's version D at 1.7 GHz and version T, which gives you 2 GHz. In real world use, 1.7 GHz versus 2 GHz is not going to be a massive noticeable difference. Both have the integrated PowerVR GE9215, but clocked at different speeds for some strange reason. So the 4K model is clocked at 650 MHz and the 4K Max model is clocked at 850 MHz. I don't really see the reason why they would want to do that. It's the same process, it's the same chip. Why clock one up and clock one down just with a £10 difference? You're not even going to notice the difference in that performance in real world use. Now, let's move on to the RAM and storage. Both have 2 gigs of LPDDR4 RAM. So I know it's only 2 gigs of RAM, but at least it's LPDDR4 RAM. Both have exactly the same RAM, but the storage is different. So the 4K model has 8 gigs of storage and the 4K Max model has 16 gigs of storage. So it has double the storage. Now, most Fire TV Stick users will be used to it right now. Nearly every Fire TV Stick came with 8 gigs of model. They just couldn't give us more with the Fire TV Sticks. But the 4K Max, the Gen 2 model, comes with 16 gigs. That could be a game changer for some of you out there. Now both support Wi-Fi 6, but we've got Wi-Fi 6 versus Wi-Fi 6E. But to take advantage of Wi-Fi 6, you need to have a Wi-Fi 6 compatible router. If you don't have that router, it's just going to give you standard 5 GHz Wi-Fi. Both also support Bluetooth 5.2 plus BLE. Both support 4K 60 with HDR10+, HLG, Dolby Vision and Dolby ATMOS, and they're both running the latest Fire OS version 8. Here's another difference guys. The 4K model does not have the Fire TV Ambient experience, and the 4K Max model does have the Fire TV Ambient experience. The Ambient experience is basically like a screensaver. So you don't get that flashy screensaver on there when it's perfectly capable of having it, but they decided no, that's going to be a Max feature. So basically, to sum it up, for £10 extra, you're getting a few extra buttons on the remote control. You're getting a faster processor, 2 GHz versus 1.7 GHz. You've got a faster graphics chip, 650 MHz versus 850 MHz. But as I mentioned, you are not going to see those differences in real world use. If I had both of these plugged in at the same time and I'm opening apps at the same time, you are not going to see the difference. But one difference you are going to see, 16 gigs of storage versus 8 gigs of storage. That is something you're definitely going to see. And I think that extra storage alone is worth the extra £10. The other features, the more powerful specs, is basically just on paper. You're not going to see the difference. Ultimately, they will both stream 4K across the board. So Netflix, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, YouTube, you're going to get 4K in nearly every single app. Not just 4K, most apps will also give you Dolby Vision and Dolby ATMOS. So the best quality video and the best quality sound, they can both produce very nicely. So both Fire TV sticks have been powered on. I've paired both remote controls, and you can see they are both doing firmware updates at the same time. All right, so here we are to the desktop of both Fire TV sticks. So exactly the same Fire TV stick layouts. They feel exactly the same as I mentioned earlier. The remotes are equally responsive. They are Bluetooth remote controls. All right, if we just go to display and sounds, go to display. So this is not a television that we've connected to. This is a 4K monitor. So you can see both resolutions, 4K, Ultra HD. Both are 8 bits of color. So I've changed them both to 12 bits. We'll see what happens there. A quick streaming test. Let's open up YouTube first of all. So we're going to test out the voice remotes on both. Search YouTube for 4K Costa Rica sample.
Getting that from YouTube.
There we go, I found the video I wanted. I'm going to play them both at the same time. 4K 60 with HDR supported on both. And just turn on the stats as well. Press back again and hit play. So as you guys just saw, 4K 60 with HDR performing great on both. No drop frames, both are performing equally well. I can't say one is better than the other yet. Okay, so now let's open up Netflix. All right, so 4K HDR with 5.1 surround sound is what I'm getting in my setup up here. If I take both of these sticks to my main television, I would definitely get Dolby Vision and Dolby ATMOS. So as you guys just saw, we're getting 4K streaming on both, exactly the same. If I didn't know the difference between these, I would think it's exactly the same stick. Performance-wise, no noticeable difference. I'm using both remotes and they just feel as fast as each other. Great performing sticks, both of them, but I can't say that one is faster than the other. 4K across the board you've got, as I mentioned. Now the main difference that you are going to notice is the storage difference. Now you can see there the storage information. If I just zoom in slightly just to show you. Now the 4K TV stick has 5.2 gigs usable, and from that you've got 3.9 gigs free to use. And the 4K Max has 12.8 gigs usable, and from that we've got 11.12 gigs free to use. I've plugged the TV sticks into the Agon AOC monitors. These monitors are identical. They are 4K monitors. They don't support Dolby Vision or Atmos, but they do support 4K up to 12-bit. In the world of Fire TV sticks, that is a massive difference, guys. So 8 gigs versus 16 gigs for only £10 extra. Just that alone is worth going for the 4K Max model. Okay, just want to go to the App Store on both, and I just want to download a single game, and we're just going to open them up at the same time. Something that doesn't use the internet. At the same time, see what happens. Ready? 1, 2, 3. That is basically the difference, guys, in performance. Both play equally well with the original remote. Sorry, it was hard to play this game. Okay, hard to play with 2 remotes at the same time. Alright, so let's just load another game up at the same time. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. So you can see the Max is a split second faster than the 4K TV. It's so hard to control both. Literally one hand. So moving on to the benchmarks, and here are the results for Geekbench. We can see very similar results. Single core score 142 versus 163, and multi-core score 490 versus 544. And here are the results of the Antutu benchmark test. So 99K versus 122K. Now let's see how that compares with the others.
So here is my top Android TV box performance chart for 2023, showing you the latest TV boxes and seeing how they compare with each other. The ranking is based on Antutu benchmark results, and based on that you can see the Fire TV Stick Max Gen 2 achieves position 9 on this chart with a benchmark score of 122K. So that is quite amazing, guys. A Fire TV Stick for the very first time has achieved a top 10 performance ranking on my charts. It's never happened before. So this is by far the most powerful Fire TV Stick we have ever tested. In comparison, the standard Fire TV Stick 4K has achieved position 19 on this chart with a benchmark score of 99K. I've also given both devices an overall rating of 5 out of 5, offering an absolutely impressive 4K streaming experience. So from this chart you can see the performance scores and my overall rating all color coded for your convenience. And you can see the full versions of all my charts online at chigztech.com and read them at your leisure and completely free of charge. So there you have it, guys. That was the new Amazon Fire TV Sticks. Absolutely impressive performance from both. Amazon is the only company that produces streaming devices that they actually upgrade and improve every year. Unbeatable value for what you're getting. So much new tech sandwiched into a tiny TV stick. The latest chipset is powerful, but it does seem like that they just overclocked the Max version, to be honest. It appears to be exactly the same chipset in both. You've got multiple HDR formats supported, including HDR10+, HLG, and Dolby Vision, and this supports the very best sound formats 5.1, 7.1, and Dolby ATMOS. The Fire TV Stick 4K Max Gen 2 is the clear winner here. The 16 gigs of storage will certainly be handy. In real-time performance, the Max model is a second faster. So if you don't need that extra storage, you could save yourself £10. But also, I can't wait for the next Black Friday sale. You can probably grab these for a slightly cheaper price. But here's one thing I find confusing about the 4K Fire TV Stick. Now, the Fire Stick 4K Max is definitely Gen 2. It's the second version they have launched, so that's fine. But the Fire TV Stick 4K can't be second gen, because the last one I reviewed was the 4th gen Fire TV Stick 4K. So shouldn't this one be the 5th gen Fire TV Stick 4K? So if anyone knows the answer to this, then please clear it up for me in the comments, as I think Amazon has made a mistake somewhere, definitely confused a lot of us. But regardless of the naming patterns, both of these products are absolutely amazing streaming devices, and I don't understand how Amazon does it. They give us the best streaming quality, the best sound quality, along with the best Wi-Fi connection for only 69 quid. It's actually quite impressive. Other streaming box companies need to take notes. This is what we expect in our new streaming devices, real upgraded specifications, not the same old specs every year. So well done to Amazon and the Fire TV team. By the way, this video is not sponsored. I literally just bought these myself. Hope you found it useful. Don't forget to like and sub. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.